All right, how about that? I must have pushed something. I hit the audio button accidentally. Testing, testing. Can you hear me now? Ah, there we go. Thank you, Ben. And greetings to Gerald, Mike, Kenyon. Okay, you saw the Dodger lineup. Let's set the Giants for you defensively. Tom Haller will be catching Marichal. The infield, Willie McCovey at first, Hal Lanier at second, Dick Schofield at short, Jim Ray Hart at third. With the outfield left to right of Len Gabrielson, Willie Mays, and Jesus Alou. Giants take the field. And Marichal's completed his warm-up tosses as Wes Parker stands in, the switch-hitting first baseman, to lead things off. Parker comes into the game at .324, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. He's among the league leaders with 18 runs scored. And there's Jack Brooks. Welcome, Jack. And a very pleasant Monday afternoon to all of you. Should be a good game today. Marichal into the windup now. Here's the first pitch to Parker. It's a 6-2 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Alou to the track. It's gone. Oh my goodness. Wes Parker stuns the crowd here with a leadoff home run. Let's take another look at it. 6-2 to 12. Parker has the power. Holy crap. And for Wes Parker, just his second home run of the season. And here's Gilliam. Jim Gilliam getting his first start of the year. He's only been in a couple of games. He's been in 4 games. He's 1 for 4. And Kenyon, I know what you mean. I have the same problem. Ears and eyes. The ears aren't too bad, although I do have hearing aids. I'm not wearing them now. I really only wear them when I have need for them, which I'm supposed to wear them all the time, but hey, whatever. So here's Gilliam now, switch hitter batting left-handed. Marichal, the windup, the pitch to Gilliam. That's a 1-5 right-handed. It's a double to 6, but on a 17, that's going to be a fly ball to right. For Alou, makes the catch one down. And here's Willie Davis now. Davis comes in at .328, no home runs, 11 RBIs. And here's the windup, big leg kick and a pitch to Davis. That's going to be a 2-5 right-handed base hit up the middle. So the Dodgers coming out of the gate strong against Marichal. 2 hits here in the first, which is 1 more than he allowed in the entire game in his last start. You might remember the complete game 1-hit shutout in which he faced the minimum. Davis, a star 17 stealer. Let's check the battery here. Marichal is 0. Haller is 0. Well, he'll have to be held on. He'll be a 15 held on. And Ron Fairley will come to bat, and Davis is going to try for that lead, 1 to 15, 2 through 5, 11, and 12. 4, he's got it, 1 through 15, the pitch to Fairley. Davis is going. Haller's throw, he's out. Oh my goodness, a missile by Tom Haller. And Willie Davis is hung out to dry. So now 2 outs and nobody on, and here's the next pitch. It's early. 6-3 left-handed. It's a fly to left field X. That's going to be Gabrielson. A 4E14. Nothing guaranteed here. Here's the play. On a 3, he's not going to get that. It's down for a base hit. The third Dodger hit off of Marichal here in the first. Fairly not a threat to steal. And here's a Lou Johnson. Lou among the league RBI leaders. Let me take a look at that. I think he might lead the league. He's tied with Jimmy Wynn and Bill White for the National League RBI lead. He comes in at 342, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. Marichal getting his sign now. From the stretch, the pitch to Johnson. That's going to be a 4-5 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Gabrielson. That's off the wall. Homer to 12. The roll is an 18. It'll be a double, an open double. Fairley can try to score on that. With 2 outs, Gabrielson a +1. Fairley a 12 with 2 outs, 14 +1, 15. He's coming. Here's the throw to the plate, and he scores. Oh, my goodness, an RBI double for Johnson. And a 16 base runner. He goes into third on the throw. And it's 2-0 Los Angeles. The Dodgers jumping on Marichal. Haller now out to the mound. Marichal seems slightly annoyed, nods his head like, yeah, get out of here. I know what's going on. As Jim Lefevre steps in, we welcome Franklin Long. Franklin got a frisk at the turnstiles today. That's why he was late. I'm not quite sure what they were looking for, Franklin. Lefevre comes in at 299. 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. Runner at third and 2 down. Marichal into the windup. Pitch to Lefevre. A 4-9 left-hander is a fly into left field. Gabrielson's going to get this one. And he'll make the catch to retire the side. But 2 runs on 4 hits. And they leave one. Remember, they had a runner caught stealing. And after a half an inning of play, it's Dodgers 2, Giants coming to bat against Don Drysdale. Let's give you the Giants lineup today. Schofield, the shortstop, will be leading off. Willie McCovey moved up to the 2 spot. Willie Mays in his customary 3-hole. Jim Ray Hart in the cleanup spot. Tom Haller bats 5th. Jesus Alou will hit 6th. Len Gabrielson hitting 7th. Gabrielson involved in a couple of plays out there at the top of the first. Second baseman Hal Lanier bats 8th. Marichal, the pitcher, hitting 9th. Will set the Dodgers defensively for you. It'll be Roseboro catching Drysdale. The infield, Wes Parker at first. Jim Lefevre gets his first start at second base. He's been playing third base so far this season. It's Kennedy at short and, of course, Gilliam at third, with the outfield left to right of Lou Johnson, Willie Davis, and Ron Fairley. That's right, Franklin. We're of one mind on this one, right? I'm reading you loud and clear. Oh yes, Kenyon, it was a work of art. I always like to say the 3 legendary pitchers of the '60s: Koufax, Marichal, and Gibson. I mean, Drysdale was a damn good pitcher, but even as a Dodger fan, I would be the first to admit that he was not in the class of the big 3. Maybe in his best year, but anyway, here's Schofield, switch hitter batting left. Schofield hasn't played much this season. Let's see if I can find his numbers here. Geez, where is he? He's only been in 4 games. He's 0 for 10. No wonder I couldn't find him. Schofield looking for his first hit of the year as Drysdale goes into the windup. There's the pitch to Schofield. It's a 2-8 right-handed fly ball to center field. That's Willie Davis ranging over to make the catch, 1 down. That's fascinating, Ben. So he did an ad for a local clothing store. Here's McCovey now. McCovey comes in at 328. 6 home runs and 13 RBIs, which place him among the league leaders in both categories. As Drysdale goes into the windup, pitch to McCovey. 4-6 left-handed, single to 3, but on a 13, that liner is going to be snared by Wes Parker. So McCovey hit it right on the screws, but right at Parker. And with 2 out, here comes Willie Mays. Mays comes in leading the Giants in batting, 329, homers 7, which leads the league, by the way, and RBIs 16. Drysdale goes into his windup. The pitch to Mays. That's going to be a 5-6 right-handed fly to center field. Willie Davis under it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Drysdale. Just underway here. We're through 1. It's Dodgers 2, Giants nothing. So the Dodgers greeted Marichal quite rudely in the top of the first. 2 runs on 4 hits. Marichal trying to settle in now, and he'll be looking at the bottom of the order: Roseboro, Kennedy, and Drysdale. Oh yeah, Ben, 60s was the decade of pitching, without a doubt. One reason I picked this season for my replay. The modern day pitcher that reminds me of oh, never mind. I'm thinking of someone else. Okay, here's Roseboro. Roseboro comes in just 179, 1 homer, 7 RBIs. Marichal into the windup now. The pitch to Roseboro. That's going to be a 6-8. Left-hander, grounder to first. McCovey has it. He'll take it himself, 1 down. And that'll bring up John Kennedy. Kennedy playing shortstop today. He's hitting just 111, 2 for 18 on the season, 3 RBIs. Marichal gets his sign. Here's the pitch to Kennedy. On a 3-7 righty, fly to left field, lazy fly ball. Gabrielson coming in and puts it away for the 2nd out. And here's Drysdale. Drysdale could handle the bat. This is not one of his better hitting years, but still a solid 6N. Right-handed batter. Marichal with the leg kick. Then the pitch to Drysdale. It's a 4-7 right-handed. A single to 12, but on an 18, that's going to find the glove of Jim Ray Hart. So a liner to third. 1-2-3 inning for Marichal as he settles down nicely here in the 2nd. Yeah, nobody had the leg kick that Marichal had. That was just crazy. Beautiful to watch, as Kenyon said, absolutely. Hart, Haller, and Alou for the Giants in the 2nd. Jim Ray Hart comes in at 324, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. In fact, the top 3 offensive players on the Giants are the 3 you would expect it would be, the heart of the order: Mays, McCovey, and Hart. And in a small sample size, of course, that isn't true for every team, not even close. We'll get there, still very young in the season, as Hart stands in from the right side. Drysdale goes into his windup. Pitch to Jim Ray Hart, a 3-6. That's going to be a triple to 2, and look at that, another 1. That's down in the corner. Fairley chasing it down. Hart rounding. Fairley's throw, and Hart is in with the leadoff triple. Holy cow, let's take another look at that one. 3-6. Triple to 2, indeed, it is a 1. And that'll bring up Haller. Dodgers will bring the infield in early in what expects to be a pitcher's duel. Haller comes into the game at 250. No homers, 2 RBIs. Drysdale gets set now, the windup. Pitch to Haller. 5-7 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Drysdale's first strike out of the game comes at a good time with a runner at third and nobody out. They'll keep the infield in as Jesus Alou comes to bat. Alou comes in hitting just 164, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Drysdale gets the sign, now the windup. That's going to be a 2-8 right-handed. That's going to be ripped into the left center gap. That's going to roll to the wall. That'll be an RBI double for Alou. Hart can walk home, and it's 2-1. So Jim Ray Hart with the RBI, Jesus Alou rather, with the RBI double. Hart scores. And now here's Gabrielson. Gabrielson obviously in the lineup for his bat, certainly not for his glove, as you can see. Let's check Gabrielson's offensive numbers. So far this year, just .214. He's 6 for 28. 1 home run, 1 RBI. Runner in scoring position. Drysdale from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-10 left-hander to fly to right and shallow, fairly charging in now. He catches up with it and makes the catch for the second out. Runner will hold. And it'll be up to Hal Lanier here in the bottom of the second. Lanier, in contrast to Gabrielson, is in the game for his glove, not his bat. He comes in at 205. 2 runs batted in, no home runs. Drysdale trying to get out of the inning here. Here's the windup. The pitch to Lanier at 2-6 is a tapper to short. Kennedy charging, throws to Parker. And that will do it. The Giants a run on 2 hits, they leave 1. We're through 2 innings at the stick. Dodgers 2, Giants 1. Looking at the ball game in real life, this was a Tuesday night game. Just over 35,000 packed into the place on April 3rd. So the folks came out to see this rivalry. Marichal ready to work now. It'll be the top of the order for the Dodgers. Wes Parker, who started the game off by taking Marichal out to right field, a leadoff home run. I wouldn't be surprised if Parker sees a little chin music in this at-bat. Now the windup, the pitch to Parker. 3-6 right-handed. That's another high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Alou to the track and makes the catch on the track. So Parker damn near got another one out of here. As it is, it's just a loud out to right field. 3-6, 1-5. It's a 12. And Parker flies out to Alou in right. And here's Gilliam now. Gilliam flew out to Alou his first time up. Marichal getting the sign. Here's the windup on the pitch. 2-11 right-handed. Foul ball right side. McCovey drifting into foul ground and puts it away. Loading ballparks, Franklin. So like images, what would you call that? Pictures, video images. I'm a little lost for words. You know what I mean. Injuries are possible in Strat-O-Matic, Ben, but not in my season. And the reason for that is I'm not using the injuries due to the fact that I'm using the actual lineups from baseballreference.com, so the injuries are built in. As far as ejections, I have my own little house rule for that. They don't happen very often. We've had one so far this year. It was just last week. Here's Willie Davis with 2 outs and nobody on. Marichal the windup, the pitch to Davis. That's going to be a 2-8, a grounder to shortstop. Schofield over to McCovey. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Marichal, who now has retired 7 in a row. So they hit him around a little in the first, but he seems to have settled in now. And we should be in for quite a pitching duel. What in the hell just happened to my... Oh, good grief. I beg your pardon, guys. I've lost the stat laptop. Okay, let's see what we got. That's totally on me, as this other laptop needs a new battery. I forgot to plug it in. Moving to the bottom of the third, excuse me, it'll be Marischal, Schofield, and McCovey. Drysdale getting his sign now. Here's the pitch to Marischal. 6'5", right-handed. He struck him out. Marischal a 4 with end power, hitting card. And here's Schofield. Schofield 0 for 1 today. Here's the pitch from Drysdale. A 4-9 to the left-hander. That's going to be a base hit into left field. So Schofield reaches out and pokes it the other way, and he's got a 1-out single. Not a threat to steal. And here's McCovey. McCovey, a very dangerous hitter, lined to second his first time up. Drysdale now working from the stretch. Schofield takes his lead. Here's the pitch to McCovey on a 2-6. It's a grounder to shortstop. Kennedy throws to Lefevre to first, not in time. That'll be a force play. So that's going to go 6-4. Schofield forced. And here's Willie Mays. Mays flew to his opposite number in the first inning. Drysdale now, excuse me, from the stretch. The pitch to Willie Mays, a 3-11, ball 4, he loses him. Mays down to first on the 2-out walk. McCovey will take second. And with 2 away, it'll be Jim Ray Hart. Hart, of course, tripled and scored in the second. Drysdale now getting set. Here's the pitch to Hart. A 6-7 right-handed grounder to second base X. That's going to be Lefevre. A 3-17. It's Lefevre's first game at second. Here's the roll on the play. That's going to be a 14. He's got it. Throws him out, and that will retire the side. So Hart retired 4-3X for the Giants. No runs, a hit, 2 left. And we are through 3 innings. Dodgers 2, Giants 1. Interesting, Kenyon. Between Marischal and Drysdale, they had 11 seasons of pitching over 275 innings. And you know, that wasn't all that uncommon back then. Heck, if you go back even further, you can find pitchers approaching 400 innings. In fact, even in my time, I'm thinking of Mickey Lolich, 1971. I think he pitched 370 innings, or 375. You can look that up. He made 45 starts. Mickey Lolich, 1971. It'll be Fairley, Johnson, and Lefevre for the Dodgers. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm trying to watch now this computer. When I plugged it back in, it automatically is doing a system update, so it'll be a while. Anyway, I guess we have the stats we need for now. Here's Fairley now. He singled his first time up. Marischal into the windup now. The pitch to Fairley. That's going to be a 4-9 to the lefty. It's a fly to left field. That's Gabrielson. 1 down. Here's Lou Johnson now. Johnson doubled in a run his first time up. Marichal with the big leg kick. Here's the pitch to Johnson. That's going to be a 5-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And believe it or not, for Marichal, it's his first strikeout of the ball game. 2 away, nobody on, and here's Lefevre. Lefevre flew out to left, his first time up now. Here's the pitch from Marichal. 3-7 against the righty. A fly ball into center field. Mays backing up on it. Easy play for the Say Hey kid. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Marichal, who's retired 11 in a row now. I'm sorry, 10. 10 in a row, excuse me. 3, 6, 9, 10. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Haller, Alou, and Gabrielson due for the Giants. Okay, it looks like, hang on, give me a second here. It looks like I can bring the other laptop back up now. Technology, as I like to say, man, it's great when it works, but it's sure a headache when it doesn't. Okay, there's that. Here we go, 66 National League, Los Angeles team stats. And San Francisco team stats. Primary. We want to select primary. There we go. Now we're back up. My apologies, guys. My bad. I forgot to plug in that laptop, and it'll die on the battery. Ben, I'm going to tell you what. Back in the day, my younger day, I played them all. And I always came back to Strat-O-Matic. I've been playing since 1970. Haller struck out his first time up. Drysdale into the windup. It's a 4-12 to Haller. That'll be a grounder to first base X. That's Parker, a 1E13. Parker to his right. The roll on the play is a 13. That's the E rating. It's a roll is a 7 on a 13. He's got it. Throws to Drysdale covering, and there's one down. So nice play, 3-1X. And here's Jesus Alou. Alou doubled in a run in the second. The lone giant run of the ball game so far. Drysdale now gets the sign from Roseboro. The pitch to Alou. 4-7 right-handed. A single to 15 on a 13. That's down for a base hit. And Alou's 2 for 2 with a 1-out single. Alou, good speed, a star 15 stealer. Let's check the Dodger battery now. Drysdale a +1, but Roseboro a -3 catcher. That's -2, so it'll make Alou a 13 not held. They will elect to not hold him on. And here's Gabrielson. Gabrielson flew out to Fairley in the second. Now working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Gabrielson. 2-6 right-handed. Pops him up. Right side. Lefevre. Infield fly rule. 2 down. And here's Hal Lanier. Lanier bounced to short his first time up. Runner on first, 2 away. Drysdale from the stretch now. That's a 3-5 right-handed ground ball to Lefevre. He's got it, throws to Parker, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, 1 left. We're through 4. Still a 2-1 ball game. Both pitchers have settled in nicely now. Kind of what we expected. So how was everybody's weekend? Some of you guys I saw yesterday, of course. Saturday I was not here. We're going to roll into the 5th, bottom of the order for Los Angeles. Roseboro, Kennedy, and Drysdale. Marichal ready to work. Gets his sign from Haller. Yeah, it is on the pricey side, Ben, you're right. Marichal, the pitch to Roseboro. Left-handed batter, 6-8 is a grounder to first base. McCovey will take it himself. Yeah, and that's twice. Roseboro's grounded out to McCovey. And here's Kennedy. Kennedy in the game for his glove, not his bat. Marichal gets his side. There's the pitch to Kennedy on a 3-3. Foul ball behind the plate. Haller going back, drops the mask. He's got it. Quickly, 2 away in the 5th. And here's Drysdale. Drysdale lined to third his first time up. I have to lower this a bit so I can see. Right, Franklin? Although on Saturday I do normally go visit the family, so it's still kind of a weekend thing. My sister and my niece still working. Here's the pitch to Drysdale. That's going to be a 3-5 grounder to second. Lanier over to McCovey. And man, Marichal is on a roll. After giving up 2 runs quickly in the first, he's now retired the last 13 in order. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still a 2-1 game. So the game moving pretty briskly despite the computer technical issues. And they tend to do that in pitchers' duels. Marichal will lead it off for the Giants. Struck out his first time up. Drysdale with the windup now. The pitch to Marichal, a 3-11. Base hit up the middle. How about that? Juan Marichal with a leadoff single. And yeah, he can handle the bat. And here's Schofield, 1 for 2. Drysdale now working from the stretch. Pitch to the lefty is a 6-7. Grounded to second base X. That's Lefebvre. 3E17. This could be 2. Here's the roll on the play on a 9. Error rating. The roll is a 10. On a 17. It's Lefebvre. To Kennedy. To Parker. It's a double play. So 4-6-3X. Nice play, Lefebvre. That'll clear the bases, and with 2 down, Willie McCovey comes to the plate, and that's how the Dodgers like to see him, with nobody on. McCovey with tremendous power, especially versus righties. Drysdale studying the signs now, into the windup. The pitch to Stretch is a 6-12, grounder to second base. Lefebvre's going to do it all this inning. Over to Parker, and that will end the inning. No runs a hit, nobody left. We're through 5 in an as-advertised pitcher's duel here at the Stick. Oh, sure, Ben. I'll interject something else on that. If I wasn't doing the play-by-play, it would take about half the time. Usually running about 70 to 80 minutes on these streams. Another thing I should point out is on the Windows version, I'm doing a 1982 replay and I'm not streaming it. I can play 4 games in an hour on the Windows version. Top of the order for Los Angeles as we move along to the 6th inning. It'll be Wes Parker, 1 for 2 with a home run. Marichal, the windup, the pitch to Parker. 4-10 left-handed, fly to center, shallow, Mays coming on, basket catch, hey, how about that? Willie Mays showing off that basket catch, charging in on that shallow fly ball by Parker, and there's one down. And here's Gilliam, 0 for 2. Marichal with the pitch to Gilliam. That's going to be a 1-8, ball 4, he walks him. So Marichal loses Gilliam with one out, he'll jog down to first. Gilliam, near the end of his career here, no longer a threat to steal, down to a 1 through 12 runner. Of course, Gilliam in his younger days, very fast. No need to hold him on, in other words, as Willie Davis comes to bat. 1 for 2 today. Singled in the first and was thrown out trying to steal by Tom Haller. Marichal now working from the stretch. The pitch to Davis, a 4-8 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K of the game for Marichal, and with 2 away, Ron Fairley will be the hitter. Fairley's 1 for 2. Gilliam taking his lead, Marichal working from the stretch. Pitch to Fairley, a 3-7 right-handed, fly to center field. Willie Mays, can of corn for Willie, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 left. 2 fly balls to Willie Mays. And go to the bottom of the 6th, still a 2-1 ball game. And who leads it off in the bottom of the inning? Well, none other than Willie Mays himself. Mays 0 for 1 with a walk. Drysdale getting the sign now. The pitch to Mays, a 3-9 right-handed, pops him up, left side. Kennedy makes the catch, 1 away. And here's Jim Ray Hart, 1 for 2 with a triple. Drysdale now into the windup. Here's the pitch to Hart. 2-3 right-hander, a ground ball to shortstop. That's going to be Kennedy over to Parker. 2 away quickly, and here's the catcher, Tom Haller, left-handed batter, 0 for 2 today. And here's the pitch from Drysdale. A 3-11 right-handed struck him out. And Haller goes down swinging for the second time today. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Drysdale. We're through 6 now in a 2-1 game. No doubt, Kenyon. Yeah, they got to him before he was settled in. And Franklin, I forget the story as to where the nickname came from. The Say Hey Kid. I know DeRocher called him the Kid, I think, when he first came up. Probably something to do with that. Here's Marichal, ready to go to work in the 7th. Johnson, Lefevre, and Roseboro due up. Lou Johnson, 1 for 2. Marichal now, the sign from Haller. Here's the windup. The pitch to Johnson. That's going to be a 3-8 right-handed, and he hits him. Oh, it was only a matter of time. Johnson hit by the pitch. He doubled in a run in the first. I really thought if Marichal was going to plunk somebody, it might be Parker, but he'll take it out on Johnson here. Johnson, a star 15 stealer. He'll have to be held on. That would make him a 13. And here's Lefevre now, 0 for 2. Marichal working from the stretch now. Pitch to Lefevre. That's a 4-7 left-handed. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Lefevre. And with one away, it'll be John Roseborough. Roseborough's grounded to first twice. Roseborough really hasn't gotten tracked at all this year, as I mentioned previously. Came into the game hitting just 179, and he's 0 for 2. Marichal from the stretch. Pitch to Roseborough, a 5-10 to the lefty, a fly ball into right field. Alou barely has to move, and there's 2 away. And here's John Kennedy, the shortstop. Marichal from the stretch now. Pitch to Kennedy, a 3-7 fly to left field. Gabrielson to his right. He's there. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, they leave a man. There was a hit batter. And we go to the bottom of the 7th as we stretch. It is 2-1 Dodgers here at Candlestick. It might have been Kenyon. I honestly don't know. Anyone else? Can anyone else answer that? As I like to say, anyone? Bueller? As we stretch, I will refill my coffee. I'll be back very shortly. As the organist rallies the crowd, give that a little warm up in the nuker, and we're back. Jesus Alou will lead things off. He's 2 for 2 today. Drysdale gets the sign from Roseborough now. Here's the windup. Pitch to Alou, a 3-9 right-handed, is a grounder down to third base. Gilliam will take it. 1 down. Here's Len Gabrielson, 0 for 2. Drysdale into his windup now. Pitch to Gabrielson. 1-8, struck him out. So for Drysdale now, that's 4 Ks, 3 of them on the hitter's cards. And with 2 out and nobody on, it'll be Hal Lanier. Lanier 0 for 2. Drysdale now into the windup. The pitch to Lanier. 4-3 to the right-hander. Grounder to the pitcher X. Drysdale a 3E38. He made quite a few errors that year. Here's the play. On a 7 E rating, it's a 4 on a 38, and he's going to boot it. No surprise there. 1 error, or E1 rather, error Drysdale. First error of the ball game. Lanier's aboard, and now what do? Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Tying run at first, 2 down, however. Marichal due up. Clearly a pinch hitting situation, but you know I hate to take him out. Yeah, they almost have to, don't they? You guys know I hate to take starting pitchers out, and especially the great ones. With the tying run out there, they don't really have a choice. Let's check Lanier's speed while we're at it. 1 through 12 runner, not a threat to steal. Giants will go to the bench. They're looking for lightning in a bottle, and Orlando Cepeda is going to grab a bat. Technical issues, bear with me. Someone tried to phone through. Yeah, I really want to leave him in, you know that. Cepeda, pitch it in this game in real life. He'll come to the plate here with a runner on first and 2 outs. Cepeda, the kind of batter that can put him on top with one swing of the bat. Drysdale from the stretch. The pitch to Orlando. 1-3, base hit into center field. That's an open single. Lanier can go to third on that. 12 minus 1, 11, no. He will hold up at second. And here's Schofield. First and second, 2 down. Schofield, switch hitter, batting left-handed. The pitch from Drysdale. It's a 1-5, and he walks him, and the bases are loaded. Holy cow. Walk to Schofield. Lanier to third. Cepeda down to second. And now one more hitter walk will fatigue Drysdale, who's an S7, so they better get somebody up in the pen. McCovey, due up, Mays and Hart. Joe Moeller and Ron Peronowski loosening. A righty and a lefty. For the Giants, throwing down in their pen. They didn't use a reliever in real life. Lindy McDaniel throwing. He'll be coming on to pitch the 8th. Bases loaded, 2 away, and here's Willie McCovey. Roseboro out to the mound. Thinking about bringing Peronowski in now. On the other hand, Drysdale's the better pitcher, righty-lefty aside, of course. They're going to stick with Dawn, and here he goes to McCovey with the bases loaded and 2 down. The dangerous Willie McCovey. Here's the windup and the pitch. 2-4, grounder to first. Parker will take it to the bag. Oh my, and Drysdale escapes the jam. No runs a hit, and they leave the bases full. And the Giants really squandered a huge opportunity there in the bottom of the 7th. We can close the book on Marichal. He went 7 innings. Allowed only 3 hits, and they were all in the first inning. But the Giants, unable to get him tied or ahead, he had to come out for a pinch hitter. He walked only 1, hit a batter, and uncharacteristically struck out only 3. Lindy McDaniel will come on now. McDaniel 2.66 in real life, 122 innings of relief. That's another thing that amazes me, compared to today's game, that is. McDaniel hasn't fared nearly as well in the replay so far. He's been in 7 ball games, 10 innings, and is 0-2 with a 7.20 ERA. Of course, the Card much better than that. And it will be Drysdale, Parker, and Gilliam. Drysdale has the lead, so he's going to stay in and hit. McDaniel gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Drysdale. 6-5 to the righty. It's a triple to 2. On a 9, Drysdale has himself a leadoff single. And what do you know about that? Of course, I'm always constantly surprised when the pitcher gets a hit. Unless they're a 5 or an 8, maybe. And the batter will be Parker, 1 for 3 today. Of course, once again, led off the game with the home run. McDaniel working from the stretch now. The pitch to Parker, a 6-7. Ball 4, he walks him. And McDaniel in a bit of a jam here in the 8th. First and second, nobody out. And Gilliam will be the hitter. Gilliam, a C bunter. Again, the card and the rating showing his age. Probably would have been an A or at least a B in his younger days. And with a C, he's going to lay it down anyway. A surprise bunt on an 8C. Sacrifice bunt. How about that? Parker to second. Drysdale to third. Sacrifice hit Gilliam. And now 2 runners are in scoring position with 1 down. And here's Willie Davis. The Giants, of course, will pull the infield in now. McDaniel checks the runners. Now the full windup. The pitch to Willie Davis, a 5-7. Single to 13 on a 12. That's in there, a star single. Drysdale will score. Parker will hold up at third on an RBI single by Willie Davis. And it's 3-1. Davis a star 17. Held, he'll be a 14. They'll have to hold him on. And here's Fairley. Fairley 1 for 3. McDaniel now from the stretch. Infield still in. The pitch to Fairley on a 5-8, a grounder to second base X. That's the sure-handed Lanier, a 2E8. This could be 2. Here's the play. On a 12, the error rating. It's a 5 on an E8. Ground ball A, double play. However, with the infield in, let's see here. First and third. I got to check this now. Ground ball A. Batter out. Runner on third hold. Runner on first advances to second. So with the infield in, they do not get the double play. That's what I thought. That'll go 4-3X. Davis into second, and there's 2 down. And now they'll play back for Lou Johnson. 1 for 2 was hit by a pitch. That was against Marichal, of course. McDaniel gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Johnson. 2-10 right-handed. It's a foul ball behind the plate. That'll be Haller. Goes back and makes the catch to retire the side, but the Dodgers add on an insurance run in the 8th on 2 hits and leave a pair. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers 3, Giants 1. Let's check their defense. They're probably going to make a move here for Gilliam. Yes, they will. Nate Oliver will come in and replace Gilliam. Oliver will play second base. Lefevre will move to third. So Nate Oliver into the game. Lefevre back to his more comfortable third base. And Drysdale will get loose for the bottom of the inning. The additional cards, Ben, to answer your question, that simply allows you to round out the roster. And you definitely want those. They're not minor leaguers. Heart of the order due for San Francisco. They trail by 2. It's Mays, Hart, and Haller. Mays 0 for 2 with a walk. Drysdale gets the sign from Roseboro. Here's the windup and the pitch to Willie Mays. On a 1-7, it's a fly ball into center field. That's Davis backing up a bit and makes the catch for the out. So Drysdale's been able to keep McCovey and Mays quiet today. And here's Jim Ray Hart, 1 for 3. Drysdale into the windup. Pitch to Hart. 3-5. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Johnson. It's gone. Jim Ray Hart with a home run to add to his triple. And it's 3-2. And man, that insurance run is huge now. As Jim Ray Hart has just hit his 6th home run of the season. So now one more hitter walk will fatigue Drysdale. Peronoski and Moeller ready. Moeller sits down and the Vulture gets ready. He would most likely come on for the save. And here's Haller, 0 for 3 today. Drysdale into the windup. The pitch to Haller. 1-8. Liner speared by Lefevre at third base. Holy cow. Haller hit a bullet to third. Lefevre just able to snare it, and there's 2 down. And here's Jesus Alou now. Drysdale gets his sign, the windup. The pitch to Alou. It's a 4-10 right-handed. Shallow fly ball into center. Davis charging in now. He's there. And that will do it. The Giants pick up a run on the home run by Jim Ray Hart. We're through 8 innings of play. Dodgers 3, Giants 2. Boy, and is this ball game living up to its billing or what? McDaniel, a 4-rated reliever for endurance as far as that goes. Somewhat backwards card. I'm going to take a look at the card on my computer game here for a second. He's fantastic against lefties and almost as good against righties. How he has a 7.2 ERA so far is beyond me. He'll come back out there. In this case, the card overrides the small sample size numbers thus far, and it'll be Lefevre, Roseboro, and Kennedy for Los Angeles. Lefevre's 0 for 3 today. McDaniel into the windup now. Pitch to Roseboro, 4-11. Fly to center, that's Mays. Easy play, and there's 1 down. And here's Kennedy. No, that was Lefevre. Hang on. Okay, now what have I done? I beg your pardon. Replay review. I just want to see what the roll was. This roll is for Lefevre, 4-11 left-handed, same difference. Okay, so Lefevre flies out to center. And now Roseboro, the batter. McDaniel, the pitch to Roseboro. 3-6 right-handed, a grounder to first. McCovey will take it to the bag. 2 down, and here's Kennedy. And Rick wants the vulture. Well, the vulture it shall be, Rick. McDaniel's pitch to Kennedy. 1-8 right-handed is a tapper to shortstop. It's Schofield. Throws him out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for McDaniel. And we go to the bottom of the ninth, 3-2. And here comes Regan, the vulture. Vulture, a magnificent card. What's he done in the replay, you might ask? He's been in 7 games, 2-0, 2 saves, a 3.38 across 10 2/3 innings. So Drysdale settles for 8 innings today. He allowed 7 hits, 2 runs. He walked a pair and struck out 2, 3, just 4. So neither Drysdale nor Marichal with the strikeout numbers you might expect. But they both pitched fine ball games nonetheless. Gabrielson, Lanier, and the pitcher's spot due for the Giants. Here's Regan now. Regan, the vulture, as he was called, largely because he would come in and vulture wins from the starting pitchers. 14-1 record out of relief. So, I mean, you have to be good, but you also have to be damn lucky to get that. You've got to come in tied or trailing, and then they take the lead. Here's Gabrielson now. He's 0 for 3 today. Regan into his windup. The pitch to Gabrielson. 6-5 to the left. He pops him up, left side. That's Kennedy at short. He makes the catch, 1 down. And here's Hal Lanier, the second baseman. Ollie Brown's grabbing a bat, and he's in the on-deck circle. Regan studying the signs now. The windup, the pitch to Lanier. 2-9, a tapper down to third base. That's Lefevre. Over to Parker, and the Giants are down to their final out. And it will be downtown Ollie Brown batting for McDaniel, who worked 2 innings. Here's Brown now. 7 home runs in real life. What's he done in the replay, you might want to know. Let's take a look. He's been in 9 games. He's 8 for 32, 250. No homers and 2 RBIs. Regan trying to slam the door. Brown trying to keep it alive. The windup and the pitch to Ollie Brown. A 4-8 swung on and missed, strike 3. And that's the ball game. Holy crap. And what a game it was. 3-2 the final. Drysdale picks up the win. He's 2-1. For Marichal, a hard luck loss. 3-hitter. And he drops to 4-1, which is still awesome. Vulture picks up his third save with a 1-2-3 inning with a K. McDaniel, 2 innings, 2 hits and a run. What turned out to be the deciding run, which makes it even worse for Marichal. He walked 1, did not strike out a batter. Good point, Ben. The manufactured run. Well, the Drysdale getting a hit, that was a key for sure. You don't expect that, even from a decent hitting pitcher. Parker walked. Oh, and then the sacrifice by Gilliam. Davis with the base hit. Totals on the game. For the Dodgers, 3 runs, only 5 hits. They made 1 error. For the Giants, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Chief Spokane Gary player of the game. That's a tough one. I don't see a clear standout here. I normally don't care about winning and losing team. I'm kind of inclined to give it to Jim Ray Hart for his home run and triple. The starting pitchers were both great. I mean, you can't really give it to one and not the other. I'll open it up to the chat. Who do you think should be the player of the game? Meanwhile, let's look at the schedule. We'll see what's on tap for tomorrow. New York Mets at St. Louis Cardinals will be tomorrow's game. That'll be Tug McGraw getting the start for New York. That's kind of interesting. Ray Washburn will get the start for St. Louis. That, of course, 1 p.m. Pacific. And yes, sir, Rick, that's what you expect out of 2 Hall of Famers. 2 quality starts and then some. And to put some ointment on there. The cat must have bit me last night after I went to sleep. Davis for the game-winning hit. He was 2 for 4. I could see that. Oh my goodness, that was quite a ball game. Thanks for watching, fellas. I guess we'll make it, I'm going to make it co-players of the game. Willie Davis, 2 for 4 in the game-winning hit, and Jim Ray Hart for his triple and home run. Hell, you could throw Marichal and Drysdale into the mix too and make it a 4-way tie for player of the game. No real one standout in this game, a lot of good performances. Pretty hard to name a player of the game here. Ben likes Willie Davis too. Well, the majority rules. I'm going to go with Willie Davis then in that case. Like I say, it's a tough one because there's no real standout. Just a lot of good performances throughout. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Join me tomorrow, Mets at Cardinals. Meantime, Spokane Steve wishing you all a very pleasant good evening. Take care, everybody.